Thank you everyone for coming for the speech. I have something super important to tell you all. They're like, go ahead, Zari, let it out, newlywed. And he's like, okay, so here goes. I love Solara. Y'all know that she's special. She's out of this world. But what you don't know, that I want you all to know, is that Hi everyone, it's Catchy, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button, so I know to keep making content like this. So we are back with another episode of Not So Berry. And it should be pretty obvious what we are doing here, and that is the yellow wedding. So I kind of had to throw a bunch of this together on the fly. I spent a lot of time setting up for Zari and Solara's honeymoon after. I had a very clear idea in my head of what I wanted to do for their honeymoon, but I don't like building big venues. I just don't. That's not my bag. So I was hoping to find what I wanted for their honeymoon on the gallery. I couldn't. My very talented builder friends were busy and couldn't help me out with it, so I found the closest thing, and then I was like, I don't want to remodel this whole thing, so let me just find the closest thing, I'll throw it down, make it work. I did that, and then I sat with it for a while. I'm like, I really just think this is ugly, and so I spent all of yesterday, like literally nearly all of my playtime yesterday was me renovating the honeymoon, the main honeymoon, like Windenburg resort thing, because that's where they're honeymooning at Windenburg, and I like it much better now. So I did it for no other reason, just for myself, because it's not, I'm probably going to take some pictures there, but not a lot of pictures there. So it's mostly just so I remodeled it so that it was aesthetically pleasing to me, and that I would be able to have fun there through regular playing. So that's what I did, but I'm rambling. Zari went and ruined the dang thing. As soon as we got here, his hungry behind went and pulled the wedding piece of cake out of his inventory. Decided to eat that. I'm so annoyed because it's like it just loaded in with him and this cake in hand. And I'm like, Zareen, why Zari? But I'm gonna go ahead and get everybody dressed. I think most everybody's dressed, but some of these are not the outfits. Plus, not all our guests are here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them all situated. So everybody's still not here yet, but I did want to kind of get things rolling because we don't have a whole lot of time. But Zari did want to have a moment with his Uncle Robin. He's like, hi Uncle Robin, how are you holding up? He's like, it's not the best of situation, but I'm glad that I'm here to celebrate your marriage together. Your Auntie Candace, she would have wanted to see you get married, and she was so happy when she found out that you were engaged. So I'm just, super proud of you. And in case you are just, not understanding what is going on here, I know I said at the end of the last episode that I wanted to just do his wedding quickly. And literally by quickly, this is, the quickest I've ever thrown together a wedding, because, literally yesterday was when he had the family dinner and he proposed. Today is the wedding. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a fast-ass turnaround time. And I said last episode, the reason why I wanted to do it is because a lot of Zari's family aren't spring chickens anymore. His dad's an elder, Candace and Robin are elders, he's got a lot of elders in his family right now. And unfortunately, it seemed as though yesterday at Springfest was Candace's last day, because as I'm setting things up ready to go today, I'm looking, and I'm like, where's Candace? She disappeared off of our list here. And I looked, and then when I tried to go pull her up, Candace passed away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we just missed it. We just missed it in time for her to have be here for the wedding. I had her wedding outfit all planned out too. But yes, unfortunately, Miss Candace has gone away and she's passed on. But Robin's, grieving right now, and he's sad, but he's like, what? Sienna died, pretty young as far as an elder, but Candace lived a long, life. She did everything she needed to do, so I'm sad because, I'm going to miss her. She's my wife, but I know that it's fine. It was her time to go, and I'll just have to look forward to when I can join her. And he's all like, Uncle Robin, despite the fact you're grieving, I'm glad that you still showed for my wedding. I appreciate it. I love you, right? He's like, of course, kiddo, after your mom passed, I wanted to make sure I was there for you in her place, and I'm going to be there for you. Cena couldn't see you get married, so I'm going to make sure and see you get married. And Zari's like, I appreciate that, Uncle Robin. You're the best. He's like, I try to be. So I'm going to have them hug. Let me see if I can have them hug. They're chatting right now. But, he's just ready for the wedding to happen and for things to be good. Oh, look at him consoling Robin. He's like, we're going to try and have this be good. Let's go ahead and have you hug your Uncle Robin. And you get to hug him lovingly. And then it looks like a lot of our other guests have finally shown up. Since, Zari doesn't have a whole lot of friends, I did, have to, just so it could be filled out, because I swear this is the smallest wedding in Not So Berry I've ever put on. Even Glade's wedding had more guests than this, because Zari really just didn't have any friends, and when I just, invited his immediate family and his friends, it was, literally less than 10 people. So he had to dig deep and invite some of the extended family that he kind of doesn't really know that well, but, family is family. So the extended family, these right here, so this is Antonia Winland, and which I gotta dress them. Don't worry, I got outfits for them. And Bronson Winland, and you're probably looking at that and be like, I don't recognize these people. Who are they and how they relate to Zareen? Well, after Sienna married Julian, the Tinker family became part of the extended family. And I know you're also probably now thinking okay, I'm still lost here. They're not Tinkers. Actually, yes, they are. So Antonia and Bronson are actually Olive Tinker's twins she had before she passed. So these are Olive's kids, and I guess they're technically step cousins, I guess you could call them. Step cousins of Zari. He doesn't really know them that well at all. But, since Catalea, which is his stepsister, and those are her actual cousins, since, Catalea became his stepsister, he's all like, you can invite some of the extended Tinker family if you want to. She's like, okay, great, I'll invite Antonia and Bronson. You should get to know them. They're technically family too. He's like, okay, sure. And then, Catalea brought her son, Ryder Tinker. She's not married, so this is a child she had out of wedlock. I forget who this kid's dad is, but that's Ryland. He's cute, I don't know that he got that Julian Tinker face that all of Julian's offspring have. Which reminds me, I should have invited Edison, the child that Julian had with Cassandra Goth, but I completely forgot. Oh well, it's too late now. Hey, he is cute. That's Ryland. And of course, Trailer Park Girls, and then Andre, his dad. Kennedy, his cousin, who's also grieving because his mom just passed away. And then, obviously, half-brother that we just met last episode, which is, I think this is the outfit that I gave him. Okay, yeah. So, this is, Reed, we met last episode. And, of course, the woman of the moment, Miss Solara Star. Doesn't she look gorgeous? I wanted something a little bit simple for her wedding dress since they were getting married at the ancient ruins. Why the ancient ruins? Because I wanted someplace a little bit remote. Because Zari is planning on telling the extended family today that Solara and Solara's friends are aliens. So they wanted someplace a little bit remote so that they felt a little bit more comfortable later in the night if they wanted to, change into their alien forms. He will be letting the family know. Nobody knows yet, which is why all of them are still in their disguises, but her dress, gorgeous. Love this for her. But now that that's all situated and figured out, I am probably going to go ahead and have pictures. So the lighting's not great right now, but I do kind of want to take some pictures. Why is Nickel not at the wedding event? Let's bring him here. What the actual heck? I was all like, what? They're missing somebody. We're missing baby Nickel. He's gonna be here, don't worry. But let me go ahead and take some pictures. So we are ready to go for this wedding. It did take a while to take some family photos. I wasn't going to at first, but then I was like, let me just get these out of the way so I don't have to go back and do them later. So they are done, and I am gathering everybody for the ceremony. So full disclosure, I am using the My Wedding Stories ceremony things for this wedding this time. I decided I might as well give it a shot at least once, and because this is a smaller wedding, I'm not actually going to be that mad if it's messed up. I had a whole lot at stake for that Rose wedding. I wanted it to be good for Sienna because it was her last hurrah for her gen, and there were so many guests. But as you can see, Zari doesn't have that many guests. I think he only has like 10 people he invited to this thing. So if some stuff messes up, I'm not actually going to be that mad. I did use the take your seat interaction to get everyone to sit down. This is my first time playing a wedding without having the ensigns stay seated during a wedding mod in, so we'll see how this works. So far it's been a little bit sketch, but I think that's mostly just because it doesn't seem to work as well on the non-adults. So there's only 2 non-adults in this wedding, and that's Nickel and Kalea's son Ryder, who I have no idea where he is. As you can see, it didn't work that well with him. I think he's getting up some punch. Yep, he's over here. So it doesn't seem to work as well on the little tykes. Nickel was sitting, but then he queued up an interaction to like have Andre read him a story and messed with it. I did tell him to go sit back down. Ryder, if he doesn't sit back down, oh well. We're going to go ahead and get this party started. I'm going to go ahead and have Zari go ahead and start the wedding because we're losing daylight here, and let's get this over with. Let's get married. Aww. And Zari and Solara, once we get the camera right, are getting married. Let's watch them get married. Zari's like, Solara, I've waited my whole life for a woman like you, and I'm so glad that we're finally getting married. And she's like, Zari, someone they're both so bashful around each other. It's cute. God, they're just so ready. I swear to goodness. Are you hearing this? Audience, can you shut up? Can you shut up? Loud as anything. Like, are you, look. Everybody in this audience, I'm already hearing the voices. Do you not see the ceremony going on? Do you not see how beautiful this is? And y'all want to talk. Y'all want to talk. Like, shush. The only person who's being quiet back there is Mo. Y'all see Mo? I mean, Mo's quiet, but why is she looking like, why am I not getting married? I mean, Mo, come on, you look straight angry. What's going on, sis? Are you paying attention? You know where you are? It's a wedding. Oh, and now Solara is pulling out her ring for Zari, which I never understand. I thought for sure, I thought for sure that the person who proposes is the one who exchanges the ring, but the way it's been working in my game lately, the person who proposes is the one who receives the ring at the wedding. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, she's giving Zari a ring here. Oh well, it's fine. He's like, thank you, Solara. Oh, that's cute. Okay, that's the one thing I do like about the My Wedding Stories Spousal Kiss. They get that little swirly swirl. No one who cares about, he never wanted to be single and loving it. Are you kidding? That's fine. But yeah, that's the one addition that I like. So that's cute. Oh, look at our guests. They sat through the wedding, and like I said, Nickel. Who told you to do this? Huh? Oh well, let's, does anybody know how to play piano? Because I just realized we have no music. I said, let's get some food first. And there's no bathroom out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cheat. Sorry, splatter up. So that there's no mistakes. So let's go ahead and, what are we gonna do? I guess maybe we didn't do the spousal kiss? Are we? No, let's do that later. I guess do the spousal kiss. I thought we did this. Oh, look at them bumping heads. It's because he's clumsy. That's cute. Oh, they did it again? Goodness gracious. Zari, I know you're clumsy, but You bumped heads with your wife twice. She is officially your wife now. Oh, he went to go check that she's okay after he bumped her head. He's all like, baby, are you okay? That is so cute. She's like, I'm fine, sorry, I'm fine. He's all like, I just want to make sure, my head's kind of hard. I don't, want you to be hurt. Oh my gosh, that's sweet. Let me take a screenshot. That's so cute. And just in case you guys didn't know, if you're new to my Not So Berry, one thing I do every single time my heirs get married is I always match the wedding bands to the color of the generation. For mid-gen, we had a mint ring. For rose-gen, we had a red ring. So for yellow-gen, I had Zari get Solara this canary yellow stone for her ring. I think it's super pretty, and it just matches Zari's gen so well. So, as you can imagine, next gen's gray, and I don't know if I have any gray rings in my category. I might just have it just be a regular diamond ring for gray gen, but we'll see. Oh, they're so cute. Let's have them all get some food. So they're all eating banquet style at this table. Like I said, this wedding is super informal, so I kind of just don't really care that much on having everything just right. This is probably the most casual wedding I've had in a very long time. As you can see, Zari's over here. He's decided to sit next to Reed, and they're still getting to know each other. And you know what? He's actually really starting to form a bond with Reed. He's like, thank you for coming to my wedding. I know, we're newly finding out about each other, but it means a lot that you came. And he's like, of course, we're brothers now. I want to be there for all your important moments. And he's all like, well, I appreciate that. I was thinking about that and family and everything. And I was thinking, for the half of my honeymoon, I kind of wanted it to be like a family vacation, more so than I wanted to be just a couple's trip for me and Solara. Would you be interested in coming? And he's like, oh, you know what, that sounds awesome. Unfortunately, I have school, so I can't really take off like that. He's like, of course, I keep on forgetting, you're still a teen. He's like, yeah, but if you ever go on a trip, after I graduate, I'm game, I'm there for it. He's like, okay, cool, I'll keep that in mind. So now that most everybody has eaten, one of the things that Zari definitely wanted to do with his wedding was to let everybody know about Solara's secret. He doesn't really want there to be any secrets amongst the family, and as, y'all already know, this is an intimate wedding that's mostly just very close family and friends. So he's all like, amongst my close family and friends, I want them to know who Solara really is so that she's comfortable around them if she doesn't want to always be in disguise. So he's gathering everybody for this speech. He's all like, thank you everyone for coming for the speech. I have something super important to tell you all. They're like, go ahead, Zari, let it out, newlywed. And he's like, okay, so here goes. I love Solara. Y'all know that she's special. She's out of this world. But what you don't know that I want you all to know is that Solara is just not, any type of person. She's actually an alien. And so Zari is expecting everyone to be shocked and to be thrown off by all this. But when he lets the cat out the bag, everyone's all like, okay. And Zari's like, wait a second, what you mean, okay? And so everybody here's all like, Zari, I don't know how to tell you this, but we already knew that Solara was an alien. He's like, what? How'd y'all know? And so everybody here is all like, well, first of all, every single time she's been around us, she's been glowing. Everybody knows that's like an alien property. And like, Zari's feeling really foolish and dumb because he's all like, I didn't know that. And he's all like, but even bigger than that, you have to understand, Zari, we've been around Solara and her friends for a couple different gatherings already, and Mo and Zara already told us that they were aliens. And so, Zara's over here yeah, I know Solara was nervous about telling you, but, normally when we're with other humans, if we're comfortable enough, we'll just tell them that we're aliens. That's just what we do. And, Mo, where is Mo? Mo over here is all like, yeah, and I don't know how to break this to you, Zari, but me and your dad kind of hooked up at your son's birthday party. Where's she at? She's like, yeah, we kind of hooked up already, and I told your dad before we, did the deed. There she is. She's like, yeah, I told him before we went to bed with each other. We hooked up, we went to bed with each other. He knows. And Andre over here is like, oh yeah, I totally know that Mo is an alien, and she told me Zara is too. So I figured that Solara was too. I figured. And so Zari's all like, well, shoot, then I guess, I feel kind of dumb. This wasn't a real announcement, was it? And he's all like, they're like, well, like, look, we're glad that she felt comfortable enough to tell us that she's, an alien. We're proud of you. We love you, Zari. And, congratulations, you're married. He's like, yeah, I am married. This is great. I feel good. So that's out the bag, and Zari kind of feels good now that everybody, is on the same page with Solara being an alien, and no one seems to have a problem with it. So he's all like, well, I mean, if nobody does have a problem with it, if you want to get out of your disguises, Mo, Zara, and Solara, feel free. And they're like, oh, sure, we'll consider that, but, right now, we're good. And so, with that all done, Zari just wants to have a quick conversation with his dad, because his Auntie Candace passing kind of put a whole lot of more things in perspective. They were already in perspective, as, I discussed last episode, that's part of the reason why he kind of just didn't want to waste time, and he wanted to marry Solara. But, with his aunt actually dying before he could even exchange vows, it's made things even more pressing, showing how fleeting time is. So he's like, Dad, thanks for, being at the wedding. He's like, of course, champ, we live together now. And he's like, yeah, I know, but Auntie Candace dying was a real shock. And he's like, I know, and life is coming at us fast now that we're old men now, me and your uncle. He's like, well, speaking of that, Dad, I was thinking for the first 2 days of my honeymoon, I kind of wanted to be a family trip. Would you be, game on coming? He's like, what, I'm always down for a trip, of course. And he's like, is it okay if I bring Mo, though? Because, she and I have been getting to know each other. And, I'd love it if she could come. And he's like, you know what, sure, Dad, I'm not going to bar you from bringing Mo if you're seeing her. It's a little bit weird, but, it's my wedding. Love is love is love, and I'm here for it all. So, with that out the way, the first 2 days of the honeymoon is going to be a family trip, and I'm going to probably play all of that off screen, you guys. I haven't been able to play very much Not So Berry at all, because it's been an event after an event after an event, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, like, events really take it out of me. They take so much planning, and it kind of isn't as fun to plan birthday parties and family dinners and weddings. This is actually probably the least annoying wedding I've ever put together because it was fast, but the actual setting up for the honeymoon was a headache. So I want to play all the wedding off screen, or not the wedding, all the honeymoon off screen, so that I can just relax and chill and have fun. I love to just play these saves off screen as much as I can. That's what was so fun about OBiGem, because there was so much of that I got to just play off screen and have fun. So we're going to do that. But before we call a night for this wedding, I am going to have Solara and Zari cut the cake, and then they're going to have their dance together. There's no music, but let's just pretend. I wish that one of these people had a high enough musical skill to play that piano, but it's okay. We can just do what we do. Where did my cake go? Where'd all my food go? The fuck? you know what? I don't even care anymore. So, the game prompted me to move Solara into the household, which I did, and this normal stuff. But right as I did it, the game decided to go to a loading screen, and then it booted me back to the home lot, except nobody was home except for Zeke, the dog. So I'm like, whatever, let me just click on Zari and say switch control to him. Did it, came back to the wedding, all our food's gone, the cake is gone, and we didn't even get to cut it and have a little cute cut the cake moment. And I'm annoyed, because it's all like, we don't get to cut the cake? Hold on, let me see if it's in his inventory. What's this? A wedding cake topper. Okay, that's our topper. Do we have our cake still, though? No one even got to eat this cake. I'm highly annoyed. Well, this is a cake that Zari messed up and ate. I don't see the second one we bought, though. It's just straight missing. Hate to see that for us. Whatever. I'm gonna just real quickly attempt to see if we can use this cake and put the topper on it. No. So we can't cut the cake at all? Can we? Hold on, let me see. Okay, so yeah, they can't cut the cake, but he can feed Solara a piece of cake. So before I end the episode, I did want to do that because I do that with every generation, because luckily for me, that feed the cake interaction actually works in this damn save. Every other time I do a wedding, it just doesn't work. But I've done it every generation. I have a picture of Glade and Nora doing it. I have a picture of Julia and Sienna. I want a picture of Solara and Zari doing it. So go ahead, feed your wife a piece of cake, and then we can end the episode. Not in the dark. The lighting. Ugh, we're gonna try and make this cute. The lighting here is not great. Oh, I love Zari and Solara. They are so cute. We're gonna try and make these screenshots cute. The lighting is terrible which means that it looks like Sienna and Julian are gonna be non-contested for best cake feeding pictures, with Nora and Glade forever being in last place because they did that shit in the bathroom. They did that next to a toilet. Can't be in first place for that. Ugh, I love my little cuties. Go ahead. Feed yourself some cake. So we're going to end it right here then. How did you all feel about the yellow wedding? Do you like Zari and Solara together? What did you think of me attempting to use some My Wedding Stories interactions for this wedding? Do you think it turned out okay, or would you just be like, nah, you should have figured out some way around it? To skip that My Wedding trauma mess, I think it turned out decently enough. There weren't enough people to make this a mess. Imagine if we had used it for Sienna's wedding. A mess it would have been. Let me know what you expect in the next episode. We're going to be post-honeymoon at that point, and to be honest, we are, 11 episodes deep now? I think that this might be a short, not-so-berry season, because Zari is level 7 in his career right now, which next episode I'll remember to put the checklist up so you guys could see, but I have most stuff checked off right now. The only thing that's left is finishing his aspiration and maxing out his career, and then going to the secret lot. So I think this will be like a regular 15 episode season at the most, if not shorter, because it might, I think 15 is decent, because I do kind of want to spend some time in his married life, so I think it'll be the same size as season 1 was, except it's not, obviously season 1 felt like a mad dash. This was very, what's the word? It was very paced comfortably this season, so it's not going to be a long season like season was. We'll probably end it at like 15 episodes in that ballpark. But let me know what you guys expect in the future. Are you expecting any more bombshells? What are some things you want Zari and Solara to explore together? And do you think that they should do what Zari wants to do, which is keep growing their family? How many additional kids do you think that Zari should try and raise? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one. Bye! I can't get it